Dick.
Okay. Rick?
No, I'm not a Rick. I'm a Dick with a D.
Rick with a D.
Dick.
Rick.
First question I do have for you guys is, as your character, Dee Dee Syke and Dynamite, please explain a little bit about this character so people can get familiarized with her.
Okay, well, Dee Dee is the pilot of the Falcon Fury, and she kind of works with Dynamite to keep Blue Falcon on track as we help save Scooby and Shaggy. I think she's very intelligent, and she's a nice partner. I think for Dynamite, it takes two to keep this team on track.
Dynamite, how about you?
Yeah, Dynamite works with Dee Dee to really kind of, we have this kind of ship that's like part submarine, part plane, part bull. Is that I'm quoting Kiersey there?
Yeah,
like
and we're really responsible. I think Dee Dee and Dynamite are the more responsible of the trio, and we're really watching Blue Falcon, played by Mark Wahlberg, make sure he doesn't get out of line. So it's it definitely is like a family unit, and in many ways it's kind of an intergalactic Scooby gang that kind of parallels kind of what the main Scooby gang and its dynamics are going through. So there's a lot of kind of parallel stories in a great way.
Mm-hmm. How do you guys feel when you guys got the role?
I think I was surprised and excited. I every time I'm asked to lend my voice to animation, I obviously think that my voice is annoying, like most people do. So I was
said that to you?
Right. I need to unpack that again. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I was very flattered and excited. Yeah.
No, I feel I echo Kiersey, because it's such an honor to be a part of an animated project. And when you get something like Scoob, it just blows your mind, because obviously there's a universal nostalgia and embracing of the history of kind of the Scooby-Doo universe. But to Kiersey's point, when I just never, it's such a privilege to be able to be part of, animated movies, and especially starting out in live acting. So it really is, it's something that there is always a pinch me moment when you're asked to do an animated movie, especially something like Scoob. Absolutely.
Do both of you have a child memory about Scooby-Doo cartoon when you're little? I had. Kiersey, Are you?
I think that I'm not sure what the rest of my generation was doing, but I feel like I was a fan of Scooby-Doo because my dad really loved Scooby-Doo, and I'm not sure if I would have been watching without him introducing it to me particularly. But yeah, that's my memory.
Ken, what's your memory?
For me, I grew up on Scooby-Doo as a kid, and I just remember as a kid on Saturday mornings, it'd have so many Hanna-Barbera like shows like Scooby-Doo, Captain Caveman, Laugh Olympics. They'd have all these wonderful Hanna-Barbera. So it definitely is a big nostalgia factor for me. But I love the fact that this is an origin story that really, you uncover new dynamics between kind of Scooby and Shaggy, which is really kind of that heart and soul of this, along with the Scooby gang. It's just an
fun movie too. Yeah,
yes,
very innovative.
Fun.
One last question for Ken off the topic. So as the community is going back to Netflix, getting so popular right now, how do you feel about that?
It's been so much fun. I mean, we recently just did a table read for charity of one of our episodes, and we're all in a Zoom chat, just the whole gang, including Donald Glover, and that was really nice. And it was a bit emotional. It was really lovely. It's just so great to see your friends, and especially during these times, unprecedented times. It's just thinking about it right now. It just big smile on my face just thinking about it. Yeah.
Welcome aboard. I'm Blue Falcon.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
A Blue Falcon suit has a bigger red F on the chest, and it's way less scaly.
They're feathers. All right, and it's called an upgrade. This ain't your daddy's Blue Falcon.
I think you mean this ain't your daddy's Blue Falcon. Allow me to introduce you to Blue Falcon's large adult son, Brian.
Dynamite!
Oh, him you recognize.
Dynamite is the dog wonder. Blue Falcon doesn't go anywhere without him.
And yet here I am, without him.
Hi, Amanda. How are you?
I'm
Doing as good as can be.
How's the quarantine life?
It's okay. For me, it's okay. I'm, I feel lucky. It's funny how little fear I have in some ways and how much fear I have in other ways. I have so much more control and my family's all together.
Uh-huh. And you
And
feel okay.
yeah, because we're all together and we're safe, but at the same time, it's like we do have to go buy food and we do have to interact times, and it's just just being mindful of
Stay social distanced.
and all
Right.
but also all the good things, like just being able to be present with your family. It's just, I mean, we're not going to have this sacred time again. Hopefully not.
True. Yeah. So how did you get involved with Scoop?
Somebody got a call. My agent, they were casting and offered the part of Daphne, and I was just like, animated movies are really hard.
Yes.
But it's Scooby-Doo, and God, if it didn't just make my childhood all that much more interesting, I have to do it again. And it's hard to say no to such a franchise when you have a daughter or kid. I want her to experience the world of Scooby-Doo the way I did, and to be a part of it is just so much more special. God, I can't wait till she sees it.
Right? I saw it actually. It was actually really good. Scooby-Doo is my childhood memory too, right? As you said, it's your childhood memory too. What's the most memorable thing for you when you watched Scooby-Doo when you were little?
Just how unafraid I was with their ghost stories. I was so fascinated by ghost stories. I was really obsessed, like computer games and documentaries. I remember this one English documentary, and I just wanted to be scared. But then it would be too much, and I think I needed a middle ground, and I think I felt really safe when the gang was experiencing these mysteries and going on these journeys. I felt really safe with them, and I watched at my grandparents' house. They helped raise me, and it was just that was a sacred space, of course. So,
guys, this thing is increíble. Maybe this can lead us to our culprit.
What are you doing? Touching it with bare fingers. Ugh.
Grow up, Fred. You know how many stray hairs the average human eats every day without knowing it?
If it's more than 0, I don't want to know.
It's more. Much, much more. Huh. Trace amounts of mustache oil, 12-year-old scotch.
Ugh. Is the bad guy my dad?
How did you first get involved with Scoop?
Yeah. I can't remember. I must have been just an email from my agent talking about the possibility of doing the voice, and of course I got very excited about it. And that would have been a couple of years ago.
Oh, it took that long. And as a character of Shaggy, right? You do a lot of imitations, but this is just the voice imitating. How do you emulate Shaggy's voice?
Oh man, it's tough. It's the people who have done the voice in the past were so good at it. Casey Kasem, obviously the originator, and just a true icon. And Matthew Lillard, was so great with his version of it too, and just sounded so great. It really is a challenge to figure out how your own version that's that is something that is your own thing, but I just don't. I know how much this character means to people, and you just want to do a good job.
Was it hard when you're on the set? What's the difference when you're doing voice acting and doing real live acting?
Oh well, when you're doing live acting, you can so much. It's very interesting because you don't realize how much of your facial expressions add to your voice. Like if you're mad and you are doing a scene where you're on camera, you're yelling at somebody. If you do that exact scene in a sound booth where it's just your voice, it might not come off as mad as it is, because people can't see your voice anymore. So sometimes you'll have to push it, even the anger in your actual voice a little more. But
you'll probably need to
get used to it. It's really fun.
Yeah, just exaggerate a little bit maybe. And do you have a favorite memory from your childhood Scooby-Doo cartoon?
Oh man. I mean, I would just always love the part in the show where they would pull the mask off at the end and you find out who it was.
My favorite part is when Shaggy always holds Scoob up.
Oh yes.
That's the cutest part too.
I mean, I was born in 1970 and Scooby-Doo started in 1969. So there was no life without Scooby-Doo. So it
True.
Has always been a part of my life. It's so fun to be a part of it now. Who would have thought?
Last question for me. Any news on a possible Macgruber series?
We just an episode of our final of 8 episodes about an hour ago. So we're still waiting for an official green light, but we're loving the stuff we've been writing so far, and fingers crossed that they let us keep doing it.
Ow, what was that for?
Making sure this isn't a dream.
You're supposed to pinch yourself.
Ow!
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 Finished?
Ow!
Yes.